Hi everybody, today we're going to speak about what's going on around the world and the prophecies of third world war that goes along with Paravicini's vision
and how we are that close to this happening, because right now there's a lot of rumors of wars, but we are very close to the explosion, the big explosion that Paravicini spoke about.
The reason I'm saying that is because of what's happening in the Middle East. She isn't fun for anybody because the people that are suffering are the civilians. It's not even the politicians, because the politicians, they just press the button and run and hide in their bunkers just like chickens. These chickens manipulate people into believing they're not gonna make war when it's otherwise. When they in fact involved in the war and they're trying to escalate this thing until it goes nuclear with the aranzels and economic wars and stuff like that. Anyways, we're gonna read very important information. I want you guys to put attention. That people needs to know, because a lot of people think nothing's gonna happen because they think, it's just a Middle East war stuff as usual. But no, I have information here that is gonna open your eyes that is not gonna be the case anymore. And no, this is gonna escalate to become a complete nightmare for every single human being in this planet. But I find it necessary to do this video because of the implications of this matter, as people are unaware of what's going on. They right now living in La La Land, they're unaware and unprepared. I'm not saying start panicking. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that you need to be aware, and it's good to have positive thinking, yes. Positive realities is a must, but we also have to have overall perspective of what's going on around the world. We can't live in a bubble thinking that nothing's going to happen, because once we hit the ground, we're gonna wake up to a sad reality. So it's better to be prepared than to believe that nothing's gonna happen and or not trying to hear this information because you're scared. Oh no, I get too scared. No, we need to be aware of what's going on and prepare ourselves. I will be reading some prophecies of Paravicini. This guy is being accurate, 100 times accurate than any prophecy I ever seen. So I can believe still that this guy is not even famous in the English communities, since his prophecies are North American, worldwide prophecies, but also mainly more North America. Even famous Nostradamus falls short from Paravicini, because Paravicini is way clear and more accurate in his predictions. So I am about to read some of his prophecies. Please put attention, because this is truly important. I want you guys put attention and please listen to this prophecy reading in his prophecies were reading from 1936 to 1972. Okay, I'm gonna read it for you. Fire, hunger, pestilence, death repeats the bell of justice that approaches the world. The world does not hear nor see, meaning people are blind as heck. People don't want to see because they get scared, or they're too busy preoccupied on TikTok. They don't want to hear it or see it. They rather watch TikTok or Instagram and fool around. They blind because they get distracted too fast.
As we continue reading, the darkness of the dragon that seemed asleep comes. Here, obviously, he's talking about China. As you can see in the text.
For people who don't know, the dragon is the symbol for China. Means that this big power is staying hidden for now, pretending that doesn't want to get involved, but behind the curtains he's working and preparing for war. As you see in your screen, some news about China preparing for war.
And this might sound hard to believe, but it's true. You see, even in the front news, he says China is ready for war. I mean, they are ready. And even Paravicini speaks about this in different psychographies that I'm going to read for you that he wrote long time ago, um, saying that it's true, that they're preparing and they're ready. They're ready to go even more ready than the US. Anyways, let's continue reading. As we continue to read The Darkness of the Dragon, The Same Sleep Comes, here Paravicini is basically saying that China is coming. And it seems asleep because people thinking China is not doing anything, but it's coming. Paravicini is saying it's coming. The terror of the bear, that would be Russia, because Russia is the symbol of the bear, who finally love and brotherhood comes, because he's pretending he's a friend and he doesn't want to do anything, but it's going to be the opposite. And the Homo Democrat is the US comes, who never was, and poverty comes with him, meaning that the economy is going to collapse. US economy is going to collapse. And it comes without shelter. So he's saying, basically, I thought before, it was because they were going to have a house or stuff like that, but now that all this immigration, they're taking all these immigrants out, and US is like being racially targeting Mexicans and Spanish people. They're not only creating a big economic crash, because they're taking the main forced laborers out of the country, because Trump dislikes them. But guess what? When they get attacked by China or Russia or Iran or whatever countries there have like a lot of enemies, the people that the neighbors, Canada and US, who Donald Trump is like making enemies of, they're not gonna take them. They're not gonna shelter them in. And here Paravicini says without shelter. So I think that's gonna happen. The economy collapse and they're not gonna have shelter. And I think that's why he's saying without shelter, because they're not gonna have shelter. This Trump guy is like trying to close the border. He's creating his own like wall, like a big wall for the immigrants not to cross in, but it's gonna be backwards one. When the shit hits the fan and war starts, they're gonna try to run, but they can't because they have a big wall. And it's gonna happen like the movie The Day After Tomorrow, when you see people running and rushing towards Mexico. Once they know they will be attacked or they're gonna have a big war, and the war is gonna be at home in the US, they're gonna start to do that. They're gonna try to escape. But Paravicini here is saying that without shelter, meaning that they won't have any help since they are treating their neighbors so wrong. As you see with the immigrations, they like scaring people and turning families apart and stuff like that. That is not good, because a lot of people like Mexicans are seeing that they're not treating people nice, and unfortunately they're not gonna have the doors open. Like they build their own wall and they're gonna stay locked in their own walls. And it says there, and all the explosions of disintegrations, meaning that they're gonna have the most nuclear explosions there. Unfortunately, it's gonna be in North America. And after, because all the rubble and everything is so like, he says darkness comes, because I think the explosions, everything gets like very dark. And it says the light of the south, because for Paravicini, in Paravicini's work, he says the South America will be the best place to be for humanity,
because the radiation and everything is going to be the safest place to be. Since it's a little bit far from the explosions, but they're also going to be affected, but it's not going to be as bad as being in Europe or US or Canada. Mexico, I think, is going to be affected too because it's going to be a proxy with the US, but South America is supposed to be the better place. As I'm going to read you the other psychography of Paravicini. Changes of changes, millions of voices around the world cry out. Perhaps they will bring fish to inhabit the earth and lead men to the waters. Walker, if those who shout of change and try to change, the sexes having achieved nothing and will never achieve anything. And if they speak of poverty and misery to be humble brothers of the neighbors who they revile and exploit, deceiving children and with them fattening their pockets, they will hardly be able to change the rhythm of the earth. And here Paravicini is basically saying that no matter how many times you want to change your body gender, it's not going to happen because God created you one way and you want to change it the other way. It's going to be impossible. So he speaks about people trying to stop poverty, but in the meantime they're making a business and charging thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars to people while they're protesting to change poverty. But that's not the way to do it. They're not going to change anything, and that's true. What Paravicini is saying is true, but we're going to focus on what he's saying in the last part because that's very important too. If you going to notice, he's going to talk about the big explosion that is coming, which means the big atomic explosion. And it's not going to affect certain people, it's going to affect everybody. So it says the change will be in them, and it will be a definite change. It will be in the punishment. Those who don't not see of the proximity, it means a lot of people that didn't see the proximity of these things coming on, because a lot of people not going to believe it. Even if you tell them, they're not going to believe it. Some people still at this point think there's no nuclear weapons. There's no such a thing when it's actually true. So they're gonna have to find out the hard way because I don't think they don't believe it still, But Paravicini here mentions that the people that see the proximity and see the stuff going on, they're gonna see the new civilization. Meaning this civilization is going to end, or civilization is going to end. And those who saw what is coming and approaching, they're going to see the new civilization. So put attention, because if you not put attention, we're not going to see the beginning of the new civilization. Even though, because our souls are, we reincarnate. So other people won't get to reincarnate in this in the new civilization. That's Paravicini saying. So continue reading. So it will be in the new civilization, those who saw is coming. So he's telling that whoever saw is going to see the new civilization. Whoever who saw that event coming is going to see the new civilization. The ones that are sleeping are not going to see nothing because they're clueless and they're blind of what's going on around the world. They don't know that war is coming, and they just thinking about their jobs. They don't think about anything else. They're just making chores, and they don't realizing we're going to have a situation going on soon. Unfortunately, sooner than expected. And people are still trying to fill up their pockets, trying to be rich, trying to make money, businesses, trying to put their business up, but they're not thinking about what's going to happen, because what's going to happen is the economy is going to collapse as soon as this thing hits the fan. And there are trucks, the amount of trucks on the big house with a swimming pool and everything, it's not going to work shit. Once the war comes, nothing is going to work shit. They're going to want to sell, and then they're not going to be able to. So, because they saw it too late. So, for those who want to be prepared or do something about it, Paravicini also gives safe zones. I mean, I'm not telling you to run like a chicken, but it's a good idea to be wise. And if you know some place is going to be exterminated, like, for example, they're going to call like, you live in an anthill, and you know that the exterminator is coming, and you know that it's a safer place, it's better to go than wait for the exterminator to kill everything, right? It's better to move out, to hit the road. No, it's not, I'm not saying that we're running like a chickens, but no, we're being smart. Before the exterminator comes, we move a little bit away from where they're gonna put the poison, right? So I'm gonna continue reading the other psychographies, because there's a lot of information, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish everything. So this psychography that I just read was written in 1972. So I'm gonna continue reading the other one. The first death is coming. Humanity harbors hatred within itself, and because of such hatred and ambition. Okay, I'm gonna stop here. It's true. We sometimes hate people, and that's not good, you know. I have some issues with my brother-in-law, but I had to forgive. But we shouldn't be hating in anybody. It's true, you know. And that's what is gonna happen because of hate, and that's not good, right? So it says it will declare wars, more wars, eventually taking into a single world war. Meaning, he's talking about after, this psychography was after the Second World War, meaning Third World War. Huh? So it says humanity will be split in two, and those parts will tear each other apart. Why is that? Because we don't forgive. We don't forgive, and we continues. Oh, he did something bad to me. Oh, I'm gonna do worse. Oh, I'm gonna do this. So it's like a revenge, and it's never ending stop. You know, if the people are fighting, like these countries fighting each other, forgive each other, they help each other. If love was in their hearts, it wouldn't be war. Anyway, so I'm gonna continue reading. Humanity will be split in two, and those things will parts each other apart. Oh, I read that. Without listening to the voice of the high, and without listening to each other. Races against races, ideas against ideas, religions against religions, classes against classes. The explosion is coming. And here Paravicini is saying that the explosion is coming, meaning that it's gonna come. It's not like it's not gonna come. It's gonna come. He's saying it's gonna come. And a lot of people, I'm in the also UFO, like listen to like some contactees. But some of these contactees are saying that the ETs are gonna stop the war. They're not gonna let the world war going on. That's not true. I'm gonna read some of the some UFO contactee, the most credible one, and they're not saying that. They didn't stop First World War. Also didn't stop Second World War, even though there was a lot of food fighters. Like they saw a lot of UFOs in that time. They were watching, but they didn't stop it. And definitely they're not gonna stop Third World War, because they obey cosmic law, and they're not gonna they're not gonna interfere in a civilization that is killing themselves. The only thing I know they're gonna do, because Paravicini talks about chaos of men. Chaos is the war, the explosions that they're gonna be doing with these weapons against the chaos of God that he talks about. The only thing they're gonna do is to bring the asteroid. The asteroid is gonna stop. It's gonna stop us from blowing each other apart. Anyways, I'm gonna continue reading, and I know it's gonna sound crazy that the asteroid is gonna save humanity, but actually, Paravicini says the asteroid that is gonna kill a lot of humanity is gonna save humanity as well. And he explains why. So, but I'm gonna continue reading this thing. The explosion is coming. Desolation is coming. The first death is coming, which will frighten and will not stop. Is coming. This was written in 1972. I translated it, but the psychographies are all there in Spanish. And Paravicini continuously remarks the approaching of this war. Even he marked several times like this one. He says humanity marches into chaos. He says humanity is marching into chaos. We're marching. If you check your latest news, even Canada, the place right now I'm living, they signed a 150 billion. 2 days ago, yesterday, McCartney signed $150 billion towards war, to armament and NATO stuff. So they are planning war. That's what they're planning. In their minds is war. If people can see that, you guys are blind as heck. That's why he, in this picture, you can see, he's putting humanity blind. He has a blindfold. They're blind as bats. They're not listening. And he points a being on the top, nearly nor a human hand. It's an extraterrestrial cosmic friend that he's pointing. He's warning about humanity going into chaos, which is a nuclear explosion. HS is like a hydrogen atomic weapon, something like that. He put in the end HS. So I was looking at the star beam, the hand of Paravicini's writing, because Paravicini is very accurate. He's really accurate in placing where the explosions or attacks are going to be. He did it the same with the map of Fukushima. He drew it and placed exact where the bomb landed, exactly. And if you notice the hand of the star beam, it shows like exactly like the landscaping of New York. The New York landscape, Manhattan outline. If you take a look closely, you can see the Manhattan outline that they're gonna detonate an explosion there. It says, and also I talk about in my other video in Spanish, and it's called the Hour 11. I talk about a dream I have about my New York being attacked with nuclear explosions. I spoke about that. I dreamed about that a few years back, but I'm warning you, because when the Twin Towers were attacked, I dreamed about them even before that. Like years before, I dreamed about that. So this was a same vivid dream, and I saw New York going down. So please, we need to put attention, because this thing is coming soon. Paravicini talked about the Twin Towers being attacked as well. He drew it in 1938, even before the buildings were built. He knew that. So pay attention, because he says it's going to be attacked twice. And he put the Twin Towers, but also in the back, it's a nuclear explosion. If you look careful, there's a nuclear explosion in the back of New York. So it's saying it's going to be attacked too by a nuclear explosion, huge explosion. So also in one of my old videos, I think 2 years ago videos or 3, I put Bill Ryan, the Anglo-Saxon mission. It's a video done in 2010, 2010, and he spoke about the pandemic and the war that is going on right now between the countries I can mention, because maybe this video is taken down. So, but he spoke about that in 2010. So if you guys want to take a look of those videos, they're on my channel. But you have to scroll down. You have to do your own diligence. I can put everything here because it's a lot of information. If you don't do your own research, you're gonna be left behind, because it's all there, but you just need to search it up. It's on my channel. If you want to search it up and find it, you can find it easily. You need to scroll down and check the videos. I know they look silly and they look a little bit childish, but it's very serious information. As we can see, the latest news of military craft in the Middle East, and they're everywhere. They're coming out everywhere. So they are preparing for something major. So I'm going to read this other article that was recently posted in the Facebook. But it talks about something that Paravicini spoke about being one of the warnings for one of the signs of seeing these atomic explosions coming soon. So I'm going to read the article, and after I'm going to read the psychography. So it says, Japan unveils world's first artificial womb, enabling embryos to grow outside the human body. It's saying that they're going to create babies without the womb of a woman. Okay, now I'm going to read the Paravicini's article. The beginning of the end will come. Man will annul his being. Biology will shout that it has discovered how to make lives without the masculine being, and in this way, with the use of glycerin extracted from cells, he will begin to create beings without inheritance, but with life in unknown ways. At that time, the atomic explosions will arrive and destroy every being. The radiation will... You see, I'm going to stop here because I want to continue reading, but you see, it says once they start creating beings without inheritance, like the way he's saying in the news, the atomic explosions will arrive. So we are in the brink of that. I'm going to continue reading. Will arrive and destroy every being. The radiation will kill and give birth to monsters of all kinds of animals and plants. From mothers, the mineral will disintegrate. Since the 666, man will be born with his bone crystallized by strontium, and the strontium will wreak havoc in his life. It will destroy his brain and will alter his sperm gene. It will kill his red blood cells. It will increase cancer to the point that cancer will be general. The nucleonic force will dominate, and the jealous with the Russians will question power in this sense. It means that they're already doing experiments, like dropping these nuclear explosions in the ocean, and no regulations, nobody says nothing. They can do... They can drop a bomb in the ocean and nobody says a thing. Or nobody get these people to jail. The persons that are pressing the buttons, they should be in jail. And also the persons that are creating these weapons. These scientists, they are guilty as charged because they are killing humanity, killing the environment, and killing ocean plant, ocean life, that's very stupid. And these scientists, I think they're smart as hell. They're not that smart because if you're smart, you don't create these kind of weapons. Don't ever, because it's supposed to hurt the planet. And their egos are so high that they are questioning powers, like questioning who is the dumbest. They are questioning the men are so dumb that are creating these kind of weapons against their own kind. It's so stupid. But they're questioning who has the biggest bomb, who has the biggest weapon to kill. I mean, that's like the biggest thing and a very big ego that they people need to stop this. So I will finish the psychography. The 6X will arrive with his hands full of nuclear forces of mysterious, invisible, and paralyzing rays, of new microbes from electronic centrifuges and artificial comets with the year 1936. And here he's talking even about the artificial comets. We have seen a lot of artificial comets with Elon Musk. So we are very close to this situation, ladies and gentlemen. We have to prepare. I can say enough. Okay, I'm going to read the next one because it's a lot of information. And it seems to me we're running out of time. Like, I'm not even joking. I would like to start packing and leave Canada, but sometimes it's good to tell people too, whoever wants to listen, because some people will listen and some people won't. So that is that. The war of the three will launch anger in disagreements. They will see without seeing. They will act without acting well. They will be destroyed in the end. In here, Paravicini is talking about, you see the guy in the middle? He looks like China. The other one has a Russian hat, and the other one you guys know, the three major powers. So this one is, and he talked about that in 1972. So start paying attention because he's cracking everything out. As I continue reading, the world will be heading towards death from 6-6 onwards for not having known the vegetable brother, nor the mineral, not the thinker of the big sea, meaning that we don't even know the whale sounds, or because they probably have a complex language, even more broader than us. And vegetables, we don't even grow our own vegetables. We just buy everything in the supermarket and so on. Anyways, if you guys check the similarity of this drawing versus the Hopi prophecy, that is an stone, it has a similar saying, for no having no the interplanetary traveler who will announce the chaos and will be not understood. He's saying that our cosmic friends or cosmic brothers are sending us these warnings and been giving us messages, warnings since ancient times. That's why we have all kinds of prophecies, but they all come from higher souls. It doesn't come from somebody, he just think about it and that's it. No, it comes from a higher realm, a cosmic reality. And the interplanetary brother, the ones that a lot of people, they think UFOs doesn't even exist. They don't think they still think we are alone in the planet, when it's not the case. We are practically thinking, a lot of people think still they're alone in the universe, when it's not the case. If you guys do your research and I don't know if I already have my encounter and I know they are real and they are here and they are warning people. It's true. Through prophetic prophecies and also to dreams, everything they have done, and a lot of people are still clueless as heck. It's out of topic, but at this point, if you don't know, we have other civilization other than humans. You are have a lack of knowledge or slow in the head because there's no reason why you wouldn't think otherwise. If government brainwash you to think the other side, I think you need to start like investigating so you get knowledge and start waking up, because at this point it's a little bit you're a little bit behind on these matters. But we're going to continue reading Paravicini. Here is a warning where the war is turning again. The war is turning towards 202. Nuclear power arise without solution and will finally explode. He's saying they're going to really do it. The current attitude of the nations, insane, and talking about peace is not true. You see? Right now they're trying to sign a peace treaty and it's not true. Wake up, people. And these are not even lying. If you take a look in Google, they're trying to sign peace treaty. Even they're trying to make Trump the ambassador, even though he just bombed Iran, and he's trying to make a peace treaty, right? So there is that. Chini continues writing in 1960. Check this. He says they try with organized war. And if you check, just Google 2 days ago what Canada and NATO are doing. They're charging 5%. Canada is going to spend $150 billion annually for war, for protecting their citizens or for killing their people. We're going to pay our own taxes on killing our own people. So wake up, people, because they are organizing this not against to protect you, it's against us, against humanity. Because it's against humanity, it's not against country against country. No, it's against humans and civilians, more or less, because the politicians are the ones that are going to cast this. And Paravicini is going to say that in another psychography. You'll see. So he continues saying, the Friday with the blue mushroom, believing it will never come to blow. But the strong yellow one, here they're talking about Asians, because skin color is the Asians. But I'm not trying to... Paravicini is saying one of the Asian countries, because he's saying yellow, are going to be the ones pushing the nuclear explosion. But the yellow one will say, it's coming. And in the confusion, it will come. Meaning that they're gonna be trading each other. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do it. You know, they're doing it all the time. And people are not gonna believe. Oh yeah, sure. And nothing, and it's gonna come. And people prepare because these guys are not joking. This guy is not joking, and he's been not even 99.9, no, 100% accurate in all his psychographies. I'm not even joking. If you check all his historical prophecies, everything has come true. No one has not come true. So be prepared because it's coming. Paravicini says, then the end of endings. It means the end of endings is the starting of the tribulations. The beginning of light. The beginning of beginnings, light. He says once this civilization is It's psychographies, right? Once the civilization is over, there's going to be a newer civilization, which the Hopi spoke about, the golden civilization. But this is another topic. We're going to read the other psychography of Paravicini, and it reads like this. It says, "War, the truth is blind. If you have eyes, look, the truth is coming. Observe, the fig tree has already borne its fruit." So I don't know what he's referencing in that, but maybe it's like the fruit of making so many weapons and buying so many, having like a storage, 500 nuclear explosions, and keep doing tanks and keep doing all this military equipment is only for one reason: to kill humanity. To kill humanity, and I don't see another way, because I don't know where these politicians are thinking, and obviously are not 100% there, or probably they're working with the other force, because there's two forces. One is a good force and one is the other force, and probably they are working with a bad force, because also too is extraterrestrial. So there's members of our government who are working against humanity, and probably is the ones on top and working with NATO and making all these weapons. Whoever is working with them is with the other force, because no or a right mind will think about building such a weapon to destroy somebody, or to put it in somebody's city and stuff like that. That's unthinkable. So that means that they are psychopaths, or they are fucked up in the head. No question about it. And what Paravicini says on top of the psychography, he says war. He says very clearly war, and he puts humanity blind as usual. And the truth is blind, because he's saying the truth. Even if you tell people the truth, they're gonna be doing their everyday chores like me and don't know nothing about it. And that's not good, you know. We should start like preparing. It's not mean like, I'm not saying prepare, start panicking, but prepare, because it looks like it's coming, and it's coming soon. It's coming really soon, according to like different prophecies. Like I'm seeing, and it's coming soon. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of time left. Anyways, I would like to have better news. Unfortunately, this thing I'm reading is not heading into that direction. So, and I was thinking to do this video because a lot of, like people that speak English, usually Spanish people, they listen more to these prophecies, because they know this guy and they know Paravicini is being accurate like 100%. It's not even, if you guys you do research, you find out this guy is being 100% accurate. But unfortunately, like even my own family don't even put attention, to the psycho. I notice people that speak English don't put attention to this thing. So I was a little bit iffy to do this video in English, because it looks like the audience is not, that kind of audience is not looking for the truth. They like to be watching Netflix instead, or playing basketball, or being in another world, not think about this stuff when they need to prepare. But I guess we'll see. If I get any comments, I keep doing videos. But otherwise, I stop doing English videos, because at this point it's like I'm wasting my time, and hopefully somebody listens to this. If I don't see any comments, I'm not doing any more videos. I'm sorry for the people that missing out, but if you guys don't comment, I'm not gonna make content because I don't see interest at all. I will just make it in Spanish because I see that only Spanish people, and maybe that's why Spanish in South America was chosen to be the survival area because it looks like they are paying attention to everything and definitely have a different type of conscience because I don't see it anywhere else. Like they truly interested in knowledge, and the knowledge that they have from here to there is not the same. Anyways, I'm gonna continue reading Paravicini. And I wanna add another thing. I am not saying stop your life for listening to this. No, I'm saying is just have some time to investigate and to see what the hell is going on around the world and to notice that we're heading into that direction. It would be very it wouldn't be wise to be in la la land and just I'm gonna do whatever yes, you can do whatever you want, but take in consideration that this thing is coming, and also too it wouldn't be a bad idea to prepare. Anyways, I'm gonna continue reading the other psychography, and sorry for coming out like that, but you guys need to listen because you guys need a wake-up call. Anyways, I'm gonna read this psychography that I was reading in long time ago too. It says 666. Warring in the east without rest will set the tone for the end of the end. In 6-6, man will look at himself in the mirror of the end and will want to die. He's talking about 6-6, saying about the evil time, and the 6 is the number of the man. But he will not be able to. The explosion comes in the Antilles, and in here Paravicini is talking about the Middle East war all the time that is setting a tone for the Third World War, and the big war is going to start in the Antilles, meaning in the Caribbean. He's saying that World War III will, like the big explosions, is going to come in the Antilles, in the Caribbean. He's warning there. So I'm going to read the other psychography. And it reads like that. The atomic age is approaching. Russia is already playing with it without knowing it, and after the wars, he will come and make war. And the war of wars will be fire of fires. He wrote this in 1937. So when he says, I already explained this in another video, but I'm reading it again. Just so you see that Paravicini knew about these things going on. And when he says after the wars he will come, he's talking about World War First World War, and May War, Second World War, and the War of Wars, the Third World War will be. And fire of fires is big because it's gonna be insane. And if you double side this picture, this pictograph, and put it double-sided, inside of that Trojan horse, because it looks like a Trojan horse, comes China. China, Asia, it looks like an Asian country. So pay attention because behind Russia is Asia. So US needs to be prepared. I mean, it's gonna get ugly, really ugly. And if you notice in that horse, it's like a Asian guy on the really bottom. It's just something to see. I mean, somebody is behind this world power. Somebody is behind the curtains controlling that. Paravicini continuously remarking that the change of the East will not be in the change of the West. Then it will be what was not expected. Flood of fire, meaning the big atomic explosions are gonna roll. Even if people don't believe it, that's gonna happen. Or they're gonna attack with other weapons, but they're gonna attack. And he confirmed in this pictograph. The biggest bomb arrives east. He's saying it's gonna be a huge, mega explosion in the east, in the Middle East. As you can see in the drawing, this guy he didn't draw just because of drawing. This guy is putting a message there, and all this, even the Fukushima bomb, he draw it exactly where the bomb landed. So we better put attention, because if we don't open our eyes, it's gonna hit us in the head. In here, he continues to explain why we're running into this direction, and I also used to say that too. That he says about Satan being divided, his kingdom was divided. It wouldn't last. So Paravicini, he says that here. The world will be divided into left and right. A third position will be in embrace. It will be said. But the embrace will be in punishment. One for ambition, the other one for traitor. Russia will advance. China will be after it. Embrace of extremes. So ambition and treason are the main things that are going to destroy humanity, this civilization. Because that's what's going to happen. Next one. Babel falls. The blind man falls. It means nobody's seeing what is coming. Walker. The transformation of the world ordered by God is coming. The cries of the rebels and the protest of the bearless youth, the ambulatory sayings of the liberated woman, and the religious men with their unfinished theories will be in vain. It means they're not gonna do anything. The hour of the thunder is coming. The hour of the great order in the new order. A shattered civilization must not continue, say the High One. A decadent civilization must end. Change is coming. It is the triumphant cry of the world at Babel. The transformation of the world is coming. It is the commanding voice of God. It is the convincing voice of those who saw. It means some people are going to see. He is saying some people are going to see. It is the voice of the time that speaks of time in time to come. It is a voice that will prevail over the explosion. Meaning some people are going to survive the explosions. The ones that saw. It is the voice that will bring down Babel. Is coming. Benjamin Solari Paravicini, 1972. And here he's saying everything's going to fall. Everything. And in this other psychography, Paravicini says that it's going to be, people are not going to see it because they are too busy, distracted in their silly games. They're distracted in everyday chores, but it's invisible. It's an invisible war. And he says, invisible war, without a war being declared, the world will live through it without seeing it, and will grow accustomed to it. A ladder of customs will blind until the great storms comes. So it means that is gonna explode into big mushrooms. The big mushrooms. You know what I'm talking about, right? So, and he wrote this in 1949. That we have this invisible war, cyber attack, It's like people are not seeing, but they're getting used to it. Biological attacks, what will happen in 2020, right? So we're living through it without nothing's happening until
burst into the huge thunder. Right now it's just beginning. And this other information is from a book, from a completely different source of Paravicini, but they have the same informations. It correlates exactly. And this from the extraterrestrials, from the Pleiades, who, if you see ancient History Channel, there's an ancient in episode 7 from Ancient Aliens, and I have the book. So I'm going to read you some fragments of the book because it's very important. We want you to remember the following. A third world war is inevitable. Men will have a 4-year grace period to attempt to attenuate it in accordance with their behavior. Only the mental state of mankind can ease its effects. It's squarely your problem. And I'm going to show you, they continue saying, we are here because we know about the calamities that will overrun planet Earth. One of them, the Third World War. And a lot of people in this New Age era are saying, oh no, the extraterrestrials are going to stop Third World War. They're saying they're going to stop. They didn't stop First World War and Second World War. What makes them think is going to stop them? They're not going to interfere in cosmic law of free will. They're saying that. And a lot of people that are saying, oh no, they're going to stop, don't worry about it. No, they are warning us that there's a war coming and we have to be prepared. I'm going to continue reading. It's not far away. We know the day, but we cannot interfere. You see? They're not going to interfere. It will be against what you call free will. You must learn to live in peace and harmony, but you have to do it by yourself, and that implies gaining a new level of conscience. Perhaps the greatest discovery that earthlings will make will be to know God without the circumscriptions and limitations that you have attached to Him. God has no shape, is omnipotent, and you cannot represent Him. You believe in a completely mistaken concept of God. We don't know Him as you have imagined Him. We don't give Him a special name, so we call Him the innominate, the one without a name. In our way of living, we don't need to believe in the way you do. And they continue saying, now I'm not going to read it all because it's a lot of information. You guys have to do your own studies. So this is from the book. It says, the cup has overflowed. Enrique, because they give this information to Enrique Castillo Rincon. He says, there is no way back. Unfortunately, the more alert the spirits, he's saying no way back, the war is coming. There's no way back. The more alert the spirits will be the people that are listening to this and are doing stuff to prepare about it. They continue saying, the more alert the spirit who will detect the upcoming preliminary changes will not be believed. To the contrary, they will be ridiculed. An incident will take place in the Orient. That incident it just happened. That in Iran versus US. That will have resonated at the diplomatic level, then extended to Europe and then to Asia. It is quite possible that this could be avoided thanks to the good judgment of 2 Latin men. This probably will take place when safer peace treaties are signed, and men will feel safer and protected. You see, when the war is going to happen, will take place when safer peace treaties are signed. When they're signing these things, the shit is going to happen. It says, in this thing, continue saying, one of the signals for identification of these times will be when several Latin American countries will be almost bankrupt and will dare to protest. The war money lenders will take advantage of them mercilessly and will force their condition upon them. This will not take many years. Absolutely all the political and religious organizations will collapse.
And in here I highlighted in red, as you can see it on your screen, where the book says the Third World War, like the atomic explosions will happen when peace treaties are underway. Peace talks are underway, you see? So there's going to be some diplomatic stuff, and that's when it's going to happen, you know? So we need to put attention because it's not... also, too, in the page 2010, they're talking about the fourth time of... I put you in another video, the 9 times I will change the world prophecies. That was a video a long time ago, but they talk about the things that is happening. And I'm going to show you some of the things that it says. The other force manifests itself with power. In its delirium will drag many innocent towards error and death. The anomalies of the weather increase. Great rains, floods, droughts, overflowing of rivers, loss of crops. The birds lose their bearings. The winds change. Climates follow the altered path. Shortage of raw materials and signs of war famine. Calls are made but not heard. The initial warnings are given and nobody pays attention. The world lives in apparent wealth. It is the time of the crafty attack, and they will fall vanquishing one more. People sing and dance and drink wine. In the great mansion they speak of peace, but it's a dove with a leading beak. And look at what the new Economist magazine just put in the latest, in his latest magazine edition. They put a dove with a leading beak. So it's exactly like the book. So they are telling you that this treaty is not going to work. They're showing you in front of your faces, and you guys need to put attention to it. And also, too, in the Bible, they say about the peace treaties in Thessalonians 5:3, or when they shall say peace and safety, sudden destruction will come upon them. You see, even in the Bible is saying that. So people, open your eyes because you guys are blind as bats. In here, Paravicini says what is gonna also happen. Hunger will ravage the world. Men will die in the terrible exhaustion. By Americans will be promises. He's saying that all over the world is gonna be wars. And the best place to be is going to be South America, no Russia, no Northern Canada, no, it's going to be South America. South America is the promised land. Even in the Bible, they say that. And also, Paravicini, multiple times, he's pointing into that direction. I think we should be listening to him because he has a lot of psychographies that have become, or pictographies that has come 100% accurate, no question about it. It's like to the point of ridiculous. So, and there's an in the other book also says, in the same book that I read for you guys, it says in 9 times I will change the world prophecies. It says, the lands from the south sustenance shall send. Sorry for my accent, but that's what it says in the book. So you guys keep in mind that, because there's safe locations before this turns into a nightmare from hell. And also Paravicini wrote about this invisible war. It says, invisible war without a word. Without a world war being declared, the world will live through it and will grow used to it. Labyrinth of costumes will blind until the great thunderstorm comes. Here it says that people are getting used to it, and this is a war. That we are in a freaking war, and people don't know about this. I don't know if you guys remember or you guys already forgot about the 2020 with the pandemic and all the biological warfare we have, and the stuff that they make people put in their bodies that supposed to be affecting them. So it's just something to keep in mind that we are living an invisible war, and people don't are clueless as fuck, and they got used to the idea of the pandemic, and after it took time to get rid of that, but we are living into that war. It's invisible, and people are used to these things. So until shit hits the fan is when they're gonna wake up, because I don't see other way. And I'm done with this video. I hope you guys like it, and if I see one comment in English, I guess I'm gonna continue, but otherwise this is gonna be my last English version of teaching you guys different prophecies from this guy, because he has a lot of information, but I don't see nobody doing commenting or something in English. I only see the Spanish people when I do Spanish videos doing commenting and interacting. I don't see no interactions, and sorry I giving up hope for you guys, but we'll see. So thank you so much for watching, and hope you enjoy, and also try to if you can, try to investigate and more about Paravicini and his psychographies. You will be amazed. Thank you so much for watching, and smell you later, my friends.